94.9 FM The Game. I am your host, Poddy Ali. We got the legend, Wyclef, in the building. What's going on, partner?
What's good, bloody?
Man, everything, man. Want to thank you for taking this call, man. We really are truly honored. You are a legend in the game, and we grew up listening to you and all that stuff, man. You're a true ambassador of human beings, pretty much, man. So really thank you for calling, man.
You already know, respect, man. We from the hood, baby.
Yes, sir. So what's been going on, Wyclef?
Everything is good, slow motion. I had took some years off. I was trying to become president of Haiti, you know what I mean?
Yes,
Uh,
we saw that. We saw that.
Politics is a dirty game, though, G. But I'd say, after like 100 million records strong from the Fugees, Carnival, Beyonce, Maria, the list goes on. That don't stop. I just felt like I want the legacy to just be music. You know what I mean? Coming from where I came from, I try to go rise my people up. You know what I mean? Even though they took me out the race. You know what I mean? If you follow the news, I got shot at. Different.
Yeah.
But God is great. So we back, and I helped my man become the president. So I feel good about that. And we came back in this music space, and it's beautiful. Um, and who would have thought, from running the president, we back on tour. The tour is looking so beautiful. Y'all following the Instagram, so much people showing love, so much love, man.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I heard about your mentorship you've been doing with the youth, man. And that's kind of like what we geared towards on this show, is try to push them. Can you elaborate a little bit more on that?
Well, I mean, really the town that I'm from in Haiti is called Lacer, but the nickname for it is Little Uzi,
Okay.
like the Little Uzi. But what that means is like this town, basically, they use it to make Uzis at times. You know what I'm saying to you?
Wow.
So the youth, like at a young age, you know what I mean? Like you train to be killers. So I would say like the best thing my mom did, I always say that was remove a gun out of my hand and put a guitar. And
Right.
taught me that I could use that as a weapon. So that's the movement for the youth. You know what I mean? Take the gun out their hand, put a ball, Take the gun out their hand, put a book in their hand. You know what I mean? But you can't just put the book in their hand or the guitar in their hand. You actually got to want to be part of their life. You know what I mean? Like, it ain't for me like, I go talk all this crap and then I just go back and chill in my mansion. You feel what I'm saying to you?
Right.
It's like at the end of the day, we mentor the kids. Like we showed them like they could be part of what we do. I was on a show, on a big show on Vice like last month, and I was like, yeah, I pulled up at Gun Hill Projects in the Bronx, and I was in the F1 McLaren, and I got out, and I just left the McLaren there in the keys, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I told the kids, yo, just do what y'all do. We good. Now somebody else would be like, yo, this dude is crazy. Like, how could he come up in it? Because what happened when they see the McLaren and they sit up in it, guess what? Then they start to imagine, like, hold up, I can actually get that car. How
Exactly.
did he do it? You know what I mean? Now I'm telling them a different story. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
because everybody don't got the same story, but we all from the project. So you got two sides of the story, right? So we got this story where we understand we got the pimps, right? We
Right.
understand that. That's part of it, right? We got the drug dealer. We get that. That's part of it. We got the crack fiend. That's part of it. But what about the other side of it? That's us. You know what I mean? Like where the homie says, look, you don't got to sell this drug. Go to school today. You know what I'm saying to you?
Right.
So that's the part of it that I try to promote to the youth. You did.
Right. Can you explain, like, why is it that most entertainers, especially the African American ones, once they get on a higher plateau and a higher stage, why do they just pretty much they don't do that? They just kind of like turn their back and it's like, hey, I made it. I ain't got, I don't really care. Why do they do that anyway? Like, where does that come from?
I think it's changing though, man. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, I could just speak for my peers. Like Jay-Z's doing a lot. You know what I
Right.
mean? I've seen Usher doing a lot. I mean, it's really kind of different though. You got so many kids now. It's different. You know what I mean? Like T.I. T.I. does a lot for the community. You know what I
Right.
mean? I watch T.I. do so much, and I think the more of us that keep doing that, the more that change can happen. That change that you asked, that change like, yo, why? I think I think why is because the more of us can do it to show them that difference,
Mhm.
um, the better it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? You take Prince for example. Prince did a lot, but he just never publicized it. You know
Right.
what I mean? So I think the youth definitely needs to know what we're doing. Like
Mm-hmm.
show them. And I always say things are domino effect. So if we can push it more, then it'll bring a positivity on the domino effect. You know what I mean?
Right. So can we see a are we looking at a refugee? Can we get? Are we looking on a comeback of that, or is that just done, man? What you think?
I mean, I don't count nothing out because the Fugees is great. The Fugees is like the Rolling Stones. The Fugees is like the Beatles. You know what I mean? That's the group I come from.
Yes.
So any form of reunion, you know what I mean, with the hip hop, well, I always look forward to it. You know what I mean? But I tell the Fugees, catch me while I'm still a young Sidney Poitier, flying all over the stage, doing backflips still, like I'm 21.
Okay. Then, one more question, man. When you was doing the presidency in Haiti, what was the biggest thing that you had to overcome? Where you said, you know what, I thought this was a little, it was a little tougher than what you expected. What was the biggest thing that you looked at on that?
Oh, the biggest thing was probably the doors that I didn't see before going in,
Right.
Like by design, it's set up for certain islands to stay in poverty because the bigger powers can govern like that, you know what I mean?
Right.
They always say one man's tragedy is another man's gain. So it's almost like sometimes you fighting an invisible force. You don't see where it's coming from. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
Like they try to conspire on me, say I was stealing money from my charity, you know what I mean? But
Right.
if you look at it, it's the same way they say Martin Luther King used to steal money from the NAACP.
Yeah.
Then they
Exactly.
went and retract their story, right?
Right.
So, or there was like, Marcus Garvey, you know what I mean? Like, he's doing all this illegal stuff. Then they deported Marcus Garvey. Remember, that was all part of the J. Edgar Hoover scheme.
Right.
And then, years later, President Obama become president, and he pardons Marcus Garvey in his dead grave. You feel
Mm.
me? So at the end of the day, if you look at the biggest thing that I ain't know, like, because when you in the hood and a car's pulling up and it's pulling up slow, you already know what's about to happen.
Yes,
It's
sir.
either you take cover or you take position. Now, with this, you can't see where it's coming from. You know what I mean? It's like the drive-bys are like invisible ghosts. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And their plan is always to wear and tear communities down. Because the more they can wear and tear communities down, the more money that they can make. You see what I'm saying to you?
Right.
Yeah.
That's so crazy, man. Because like you would think, it's equivalent to Obama being here, and we like, yeah, yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? You get hype and stuff like that. Whereas like in Haiti, it would be like, oh, Wyclef finna come. You know what I mean? It would be a little bit more. You would think it'd be a little bit more different than just
Nah,
a
it was
regular.
love with the people. It was love. Like, if it was 10 million people, I had like 9.5 million, right? And
Right.
what happens is when they took me out the race, if I gave the order and told my people, yo, we gonna do this different, man, you might have not been talking to me today. We might have had 1,000,001 that kids that just died in the streets, and
That's
I couldn't have
crazy.
that blood in my hand. So I was like, I'd rather, like Bob Marley say, man, he who fights and walk away, live to fight another day. You dig?
Right. Yeah, man. I mean, that was crazy. Like when we found out you got shot and all that stuff, we like, this is right now. I mean, it's not significant right now. I think to people brain where you went through that and all that stuff happened. But like, man, further down the line, bro, I'm sure you're gonna be looked at as a hero. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because
no,
that
it's
was
all
a
good.
huge thing.
I think people now, the way they see the political landscape, I think they understand how it really went down because now you can see how politics is a dirty
Yeah.
game and how it's all about keeping the power. So
Yeah.
when the dude's in power, they're gonna do whatever it takes to keep that power. And it's really never about the people at the end of the day, but we need to make it about the people.
Right. You most definitely right, man. So winging off that question, man. What can you say to that little boy, that youngin that's in the hood? He coming home to an empty house, ain't no food in the refrigerator, ain't nothing going on, but he wants to pursue music. What would be his next step? He ain't got no money, he ain't got nothing, but he got talent. What would be his first step?
Well, I mean, you know, he gotta look at me like, for example, like I'm gonna tell this youngin like that, like if you actually walking into a house, even though there's nobody in it, right? But really think about that. I ain't really had no house. I
Right.
used to walk into a hut
Mm.
and I ain't had no food. I used to eat dirt from the floor, red dirt. I didn't get
Wow.
to America till I was 10 years old. So what I want that youngin to understand is first, like, so understand who's talking to you. Like I'm like the slum dog millionaire. The first thing about it is if you want to pursue music, you got to figure out not just like, okay, I'm going to put my stuff out on the internet. Look on the internet, the way that you be searching, look for programs, right? Community programs. There's foundation programs that you actually could submit to and participate within these kind of programs. And what these programs will do is they'll just start to give you a tour guide on where you should be going. You know what I mean?
Right.
And at the end of the day, if you can go to school, right? Because the law do not permit nobody from not going to school, right? At the end of the day, you could be within a public structure school. There are music teachers within these schools, right? And
Right.
I think, yo, it's like a music teacher changed my life. Like, maybe like next time you go to school, be like, yo, let me approach this music teacher. Like, yo, I want to do this, man. Like, I'm planning to do this. What advice could you give me? You know what I mean?
Mm.
And this is going to be the hardest thing for y'all to do, but I'm going to tell y'all, man, when my cousins was selling drugs, bro, I was working in the fast food restaurants.
Mm.
And sometimes we don't want to be doing those kind of jobs because we trying to just be move up very quick. You know what I mean?
Right.
And at the end of the day, if you find a little job, right, and it's going to be honest, got to be honest, right, and you're able to make a little money, right, save up for a little laptop. You know what I mean? Because whether if it's Soldier Boy or different kids, man, from that laptop, you know what I mean? From your computer, you set up that Fruit Loops. From that Fruit Loops, you know, you get a little microphone. From there, you post it up on SoundCloud. Who knows, man? You might be the next Fetty Wap. I've watched it happen over and
Right.
over again.
That's crazy, man. I mean, that's crazy because it's pretty much that simple to do. But that little advice right there, man, that carries a lot. And with
Yeah.
going into that, what would you say the state of hip hop is today? Do you like it or you oppose it? How do you feel about the state of hip hop today?
Well, Young Thug has a song called Wyclef Jean,
Okay, there you go.
right?
Enough said.
So at the end of the day, it's like I don't know what people when people be like, yo, you know, like yo, this not hip hop. I'm like, y'all sound like the old man in the room
Right.
because if you Jay Z, them kids know who you are. If you Wyclef, they know who you are. If you Nas, they know who you are. Don't you see every young kid reference? They talking about Wu-Tang Clan. You see what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
at the end of the day, every generation is going to have their bop. They're going to have their talk. They're going to have their lingo. That's just how it works. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like coming up in the 90s, we had our lingo. Like my daughter got her own lingo. You know what I mean? Her thing is everything is lit. Everything is litty. You know what I
Right.
mean? That's her lingo. It's like, you know, she like, yo, daddy, where the bass drop? You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I think it's a beautiful state. People be like, yo, but what's going on with hip hop? I said, nothing. They say on the radio, this is what we hear. I said, well, every generation gonna have a form of hip hop a form of rap that's most popular on the radio. I
Right.
said, but let me tell you why that is. I said, these kids, the tower gun went down.
Mm.
The Twin Towers went down. Every time they turn on goddamn news, there's nothing good on the news. Never not one good story. The only place of escape for them is the club.
Right.
The only place of escape for us now is the party. So,
Mhm.
so at the end of the day, it's almost like, dude, when you get to the party, you just be like, man, I want to lose myself here. Almost like, can I have an hour or hour and a half so I don't have to think about that BS that's going on in the world? So this generation provides us with this fun dancing music to be able to do that. But then, of course, you got the Kendrick Lamar, you got the
Right.
J. Cole's. You still going to have the lyrical, you know what I mean? Like you're gonna have that, but just because someone's partying doesn't mean that they're not lyrical. Migos tells the story they way. You know what
I
I'm
love
saying?
them. Yeah, and
Like,
I love those boys. Yeah.
that's right. Everyone tells the story they way. And I think that's what, remember what made hip hop dope is because so many authors, right? Everybody come from the ghetto and everyone has a different perspective of what it was. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Man, that makes a lot of sense, man. Makes a lot
Yeah.
of sense. So what do we got some you got some new music coming out or anything that we need to know about?
Yo, we killing it right now. What I'm gonna trip you out, and while people was waiting for Fugees and all of that, if you go on Spotify right now, there's a song called Hendrix that's streaming over 50 million, right?
Right.
We have put an EP out called Juve, and then the Carnival 3 came out. And all of this is crazy. If you look on my gram, you know what I mean? We just got a big tour. Like, we doing a Carnival tour, 100 city tour.
Mm,
It's going insane, bro. I can't even front. Half of it, we do. We also got Live Nation Urban, where I
right.
perform with an orchestra called a Hip Hop Symphony,
Wow.
which is pretty insane. You know what I mean? And then we got, yeah, and then we got the Wyclef One Man Tour. So if y'all go on at Wyclef or my website wyclef.com, the tour's coming to a city near you. You know, my performances, man, it's like no other because you know where I come from, man. We jump on that stage,